Good afternoon and welcome to your DCX Ambassador call with myself, Lisa Learns Forex. You guys can find me on the good old Instagram. And I've been here a part of Wealthier World and I Am Mastery Academy now for just over a year, guys. So 23rd of October, 2019, my life absolutely changed when I entered this space. And I'm blessed and honored to be with you guys today, sharing with you some of the big things that are happening in the crypto world this week, this month, this year, right? And I know unless you've been living under a rock, you would have seen some crazy stuff happening this week. So we're going to go through a few of those things that have happened this week. We're going to break it down into a little bit more detail as well. So amazing, guys. I want you, if you are a guest on this call, I want you to drop me some G's into the chat because we want to welcome you in true Wealthier World style. If you're a guest on this call, drop me some G's into the chat, because I want to welcome you to the Wealthier World community, because we're about to get into this today. We had a little bit of fun at the start, but I promise you, you're going to get some sauce on this call today, right? So I want you to have your notepads and your pens ready, and we're going to get into some real saucy stuff. So amazing. I can see Natalie Hina. Welcome to the Wealthier World, and we're going to get into this right about now. So guys, it's been an incredible week for crypto. And some of you may be looking at me sideways like, I don't know what incredible means to you, but it has absolutely been an incredible week in crypto. And people have been waiting for this point in the market, honestly, for over a year now. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that in just a second, right? But we have got some crazy sales happening right about now, guys, right? Some crazy sales. So what I want to do first and foremost is I want to bring up a couple of screens just to break down to you what we're actually looking at here. So obviously the DCX digital currency, we've got two ways to make money, right? We've got our long-term investments, right, which are our crypto wallets, our crypto portfolios, which I'm hoping saw a lot of action from everybody this week, right? If you made a purchase in your crypto portfolio this week, I want you to put some P's into the chat box. If you made a purchase on your crypto portfolio this week, I want you to drop me some P's into the chat box. I should see that thing non-stop moving, right? Because we had an incredible week for buying opportunities in the market, guys. Absolutely incredible. I can see a lot of P's coming through, which means you guys have taken advantage of the sale happening right now, right? So let me show you guys exactly what we're doing. I can still see the P's coming out. Shout out to Auntie Anne. I see you on the call making those purchases. Let's go. Amazing. So I'm going to go ahead, share my screen, and we are going to get into this. Hold on. Let me get my screen up for you guys, because I want to show you exactly what we're talking about. And we're going to start right here. So you guys should see my screen pop up in just a second. You can see my screen. Give me a thumbs up. Amazing, Mandy. Thank you, Robin. All right. So this is our cheat sheet, guys. And if you've never seen this cheat sheet before, I want you to screenshot this. I want you to take a picture of it. I want you to do what you need to do. So you're going to see this again and again, because this is not just the crypto market, right? This is the Wall Street cheat sheet. Because what I'm going to explain to you right now is the market cycles, right? Because every market, whether it's crypto, gold, currencies, whatever the market is, stocks, shares, anything you want, goes through this market cycle, okay? Now, we have lots of cycles happening in the markets, all right? So each time Bitcoin goes through one of these cycles, you'll see we go up from, we start from down here, from disbelief, like into hope, optimism, belief, the real, euphoria, right? Then we get to euphoria and then we start coming down. So this is what we call here, from optimism up until euphoria, this is the bull run, right? This is the bull run, and the bulls are the buyers, right? So this is all of the buying momentum happening in the market, okay? But once we peak off of euphoria and we come back down, we go into complacency, we go into anxiety, we go into denial, we go into panic, right? We go into anger, we go into depression. And this is what happens over and over again. The market goes through these cycles, because you may look at trading and just see numbers, but what's really going on behind those numbers is emotions, right? And this is why there's so much psychology and mindset in trading, because what happens is humans have emotions. So we go through these emotional cycles when we're entering and exiting out of the market. So that's why we always say that mindset is 90% of trading. Because if you can take away your emotions and just see what's happening in the market, you're not going to be shaken out, right? You're not going to be scared. You're not going to be in a position where you're with all these other people in panic, right? Thinking, oh my God, everybody's selling. I need to sell as well. I need to get out. Should I just take all of my money out of my crypto wallet? I'm down about 60%, but maybe I should just come out so I don't lose 100%, right? That's psychology. That is fear, okay? That is fear. And what happens is what we talked about last week, right? So we buy the fear and we sell the what, guys? We buy the fear and we sell the what? We buy the fear and we sell the greed. Amazing. I can see you guys were taking notes last week, right? And that was a perfect time to actually do that session, because then in this week, what we saw here, what did we see? We saw fear enter the market. We saw fear enter the Bitcoin, the crypto space, when we saw the sell-off that we saw, the crash, right? I like to call it a sale. See, when you start to change your words, you take the fear out of yourself. What sounds better, a crypto crash or a crypto sale? I know which one I would rather participate in, right? Even though essentially they're exactly the same thing, right? They're exactly the same thing. The crypto crash and the crypto sale are the same thing, but we would all rather take part in a sale, right, than in a crash. Yes, I love, Mandy says, I love a sale. Me too. We all love a sale, right? That's all right, Robin. It's fear for retail, right? But it's a sale for the big boys. But we know over here in Wealthier World, we are the big boys, right? We're playing with the big boys because we're not shaken out by the fear. Okay, so I've even had messages this week from people that are not in Wealthier World, from people that are in Wealthier World, that are saying, oh my God, my crypto wallet looks so red. My advice to you is stop looking at it, right? Stop looking at it, because it is not going to be like that for long. But the psychology, if you haven't been here for very long, or you haven't been trading for very long, your emotions, your human emotions will tell you that fear means you should get out. As a human, we are programmed to fight against fear, right? It is fight or flight. When the fear comes, we're programmed to defend ourselves against fear. And our natural instinct is to take ourselves away from danger. Right? Does that make sense? Our natural instinct is to take ourselves away from danger. But what is actually happening is we're actually in an opportunity right now, a buying opportunity. All right. So you can see, and yes, fight or flight is absolutely. That's right. Wealthier World is reprogramming people every single day to know that we don't need to be scared in this market cycle that's happening, because let me tell you something, guys. In the overall market cycle, we're just getting started. We are literally around this area right here. We are between optimism and belief, right? Think a week ago. I want you to cast your minds back to, think last month, right? Think last month, Bitcoin had just hit an all-time high of like 64K, right? Everybody was talking about it. It was on the BBC News. Everyone was saying, it's time to buy Bitcoin. It's time to buy Bitcoin. Oh my God, we're all going to be rich. We're all buying Bitcoin, right? We're literally just getting into this belief level where people that are not connected to trading are starting to talk about investing, right? So this is where greed sets in, because people now that have no connection to this investment world, they start thinking, I should buy Bitcoin because the news is telling them to buy Bitcoin. Elon Musk is telling them to buy Bitcoin, right? The buses are telling them to buy Bitcoin. At that point, we know as traders, we are going to sell the fear, sell the greed. Sorry, we are going to sell the greed, right? Because what we got to is we got up into this belief level where literally people were coming to me asking me, how do I buy Bitcoin? I don't want to get in, Lisa, but I want to buy Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin. People that have got no idea what even this emotional cycle looks like, right? So I want to show you something that I discovered last week. Give me a second. Nope. Where is it? This, right? So this is actually a fear and greed index, right? So currently we are in extreme fear, right? For the retail person, for the unknown person that doesn't know what's happening, we are in extreme fear, right? Last month, however, we were in greed. Now, what a coincidence. We were in greed. So what needed to happen? We needed a correction, right? We needed a correction because remember, guys, in the overall market, in the overall cycle, we're only right about here. So you can see it's not just all up, right? We've got points where we pull back, right? This absolutely happens because something just can't continuously go up. It has to balance itself out, right? So what I want to show you guys, let's bring that back. Right, so our fear and greed index shows us where we're at right now. And this is built up of a few indicators around the volatility of the market, around the participants in the market, right? And this gets updated like every 8 or so hours, right? Or each day. So you can see right here that there's 7 hours until the next update of this, right? So right now we're in extreme fear. Last month, we were in greed, right? And we know we buy the fear and we sell the greed, right? So even if I just scroll down onto here, right, look at this right here. Extreme fear can be a sign that investors are worried, and that could be a buy-in opportunity, right? But when investors are too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. Last month, we were in greed, extreme greed, right? So we knew we needed a correction. Now, I said last month, Elon Musk is not the be all and end all of Bitcoin, right? He does not dictate the price, the overall longevity of Bitcoin, okay? But what they do use, people like Elon Musk, people like the news, right? They use these people as scapegoats, okay? So they can do whatever they're going to do to the market anyway, and then put it onto somebody else. It's like when, for my Wealthier World family, when we're trading and we see news come out, right? And it conveniently takes out all of the liquidation that we see in the market. But they scapegoat that on the back of news, okay? Now, if you're not part of the Wealthier World and you don't know some of the terminology that I'm using, that is great. That means that you need to get access to this information, to this education that we've got here at the Wealthier World. And I'm going to go into the academies and stuff a little bit later. But for my Wealthier World family, we're going to get a little bit into the charts now so we can actually see what is happening right now in the market, okay? So what I want to do, drop me some sevens if that makes sense so far. If that was helpful, if that makes sense so far about the market cycle, drop me some sevens, just so I know you guys are with me. Amazing, I can see the sevens coming in. All right, so remember, you can use this market cycle for literally any market, okay? Every market goes through this emotional cycle. And right now, like I said, in the wider cycle, we're just here, guys. We're literally just in belief. And you can see that a month ago when every Tom, Dick, and Harry was trying to get you to buy Bitcoin. We could see it, you know, in the underground, on the side of the buses, literally everybody was talking about Bitcoin and the fact that we broke an all-time high at 65K, and you know, we're going to 100K. So that's when the greed set in, because at that point, people decided to invest without the correct knowledge, right? Elon Musk put Bitcoin in his bio. People, I promise you, people with no education, they put their whole life savings into Bitcoin and Doge that week. And I promise you now, they are sitting in anger and depression, right? Because what has happened is the market has corrected, right? We have sold off the greed. And what needed to happen with Bitcoin especially is we needed to push down lower in order for us to push back up higher, okay? And I say that again, we needed to push down lower in order for our projections to push back up higher. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring up our first chart for us to have a look at. And I want you to tell me what this looks like right here. Let me even get rid of this so you guys can see it. But what does this look like? Someone tell me in the chat. What does this look like? What does this look like? Can we see any correlation to this? Right here and here. Can we see any correlation to this market cycle? Because some of us are about to have a whoa moment right about now, right? Because I see some people's faces looking at me like, whoa, right? Because right here, you can see, guys, we've had a cycle within the cycle. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. If we come back to this and have a look at this cycle, right, we can see this is where our all-time highs were of the about 64,000, right? This is where our all-time highs were. Hold on. Can I ask if we've got anybody that's logged on double devices or anything? Can we just make sure that we've only logged in one device, because we've actually reached capacity on the meeting, and I know that there's some people that are trying to get in, because I'm getting messages on my phone of people that are trying to get in. So if anybody has got, I know we've maxed out 100, amazing, but if anybody has got multiple devices on here, I am recording this session as well, but if anyone's got multiple devices, can we please make sure that we're just on one to allow as many people in as possible? That would be amazing. All right, cool. So getting back to this market cycle. So we've had a market cycle inside the cycle, right? And Picasso actually insinuated this, right? He actually estimated this. He said, do you know what? I think we're going to have a cycle within this cycle. And that is exactly what's happened. Now, I don't know if anyone was on Picasso's sessions. Thank you for those of you that have logged out. We're letting some more people in now from the waiting room. So hopefully we can get some guests in. Amazing. All right. So what we can see has happened here, right? I want you to look at this very, very carefully, right? This was the dip, the sale, the crash, whatever you want to call it, whatever word you want to call it, that happened this week, right? You can see this happened here. Now, what happened? If we look to the left, and we know we always have to look to the left. Let's get some more people in. We always need to look to the left. What happened? You can see right here, all the way back at the start of the year, guys, the 27th of January, the 2nd of January, literally all the way back to the start of the year. This is where people entered the market, right? The Bitcoin market. This is Bitcoin versus the US dollar. Now, look what they've gone through. They've gone through, guys, a whole cycle. Look, let's have a look. Oh, they've started from here, right? They've come in at, 30K, at, disbelief, and then they've gone into hope, optimism, belief, right? Literally, they've gone through this emotional cycle. Then we've got to here, this is their euphoria, right, of this market cycle. We're hitting our all-time highs, 64,000, 65,000. And then a correction was due, right? A correction was due because now, guys, the people that got in here at 30,000, people have been waiting, I kid you not, the last 6 months to re-enter into this market, right? People have been waiting, and I'm talking about the people with the education, the people that know and understand how these things work. Because we all know that Bitcoin is a growing technology, right? We know where it's going in the future, but what we need to work out is where is the optimal place to get in, right? And it was right here, because what happened is we went all the way from hope, disbelief, euphoria, and now these people are literally in anger. Like, they're like, who shorted the market? Why has the government done this, right? We know that China literally have just said for the 10th time that they're banning cryptocurrency, where we know China is one of the biggest holders, right? But they're banning it so their people can't get in. Their people can't get in to this market, right? And how convenient that they've banned it at such a time when it is literally the best time to re-enter the market. How convenient, right? Because they're here, right, at anger, at their past panic. The panic was when the crash was happening, right? They're past panic. They're at this anger right here, right? How have we literally got to this place in the market? Because you can see, guys, what has happened here. Now, if you got in at 30,000 and you didn't take profits at, at 64,000, and you're now back to your entry price, you've literally watched your investment damn near double, and then you've watched it go back to your investment price. And this is why it is so important to have the education, even when you're trading the altcoins. Now, altcoins are any coins that are not Bitcoin, okay? Even when you're trading an altcoin, you need an exit plan. You need to know when to get out of the market and when to get into the market, okay? Now, obviously, these people can hold, right? This is why we're saying, people are saying, diamond hands, we're holding through the correction, because we know Bitcoin will correct, it will come back, it will find back its uptrend, right? Because overall, if we look, let's zoom out. If you're ever in doubt, just zoom out, right? If we have a look here, the overall trend is we're still going up, guys. Look where we've come from. We've come from the 17,000s, 8,000s, like 1,000, 10,000. Like, we've literally come so far that this is just a correction into the market. And like I said, we're just getting started. So we're just about here. So I don't want anybody to be tripping out about this correction, okay? Because we are gonna, we're going to get back into this up, into the bull run, right? And then, like we've seen, the next 30, 60, 90 days is all gonna be hot coin summer, right? Because we have got to get to our parabolic stage, and we haven't even touched that yet. Some of us, when we saw our investments, for example, for XRP, when we saw those investments double, we were like, oh my God, like, this is it, that is crazy. But we haven't even really skimmed the surface, okay, guys? So I want you just to take that into consideration, that we're in a market cycle, And there's going to be smaller cycles within the cycle that we are in. So we may have just seen this cycle play out that I just showed you here back from the start of the year. Okay, so if that makes sense, I want you to drop me some sevens into the chat, if that makes sense. Drop me to some sevens into the chat. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right, so for all of the other coins now, because we know, so let me pull up CoinGecko. And CoinGecko, we know we use, right, to measure the progression of cryptocurrency. So since I've been doing this, guys, we've hit 1 trillion, then we hit 2 trillion, right? And we're at 7,000, nearly 500, right? 7,459 coins, right, are currently in circulation, okay? Now, obviously, we know the story. We know Bitcoin is the granddaddy of all the coins. So it has certain dominance in the market, right? Because it makes up so much of the crypto space. So I actually wanted this to be all red. When I looked at this yesterday, it was all red. And I thought, oh, this is going to be great on here to show you guys. Imagine I'm hoping that it's red. Let me not confuse the universe. Oh, who is drawing on my screen? Let's remove that. Amazing. All right, cool. So you guys can see, right? Obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the #1 and the #2 coin, right? Now, a week ago, guys, we saw Bitcoin at 60, or sorry, a month ago, we saw Bitcoin at 65K, right? Just pushing all-time highs. What you're looking at here, guys, is a half price sale. 50% off. Half price sale is what you're looking at here. This is how I want you guys to look at this to understand what's really happening. Ethereum, we saw Ethereum smash 4K, right? We saw Ethereum smash 4K. This went back down under 2, right? Again, 50% off, half price sale. What have we been trying to do all year, right? What have we been trying to do all year? We've been trying to get how many Ethereum, guys? How many Ethereum? How many Ethereum we've been trying to get? Yes, Mandy. 5 Ethereum. Hey. What happened to my screen? Can you guys see my screen still? Oh, amazing. Don't know what happened. It X'd me out. All right, so we've been trying to get 5 Ethereum. Amazing. Now, I hope and I pray that one of the purchases that was in all of your PPP purchasing this week was Ethereum, because I never thought I was going to see Ethereum back down at £1,500. I'll be so honest with you. I never thought we were going to get that price again, right? I never thought we was going to get that price again. My eyes, you guys need to ask, right? Because I was literally trying to sell all of my possessions to buy some Ethereum this week because, right, I never thought we were going to see Ethereum back under £1,500. And we saw it, guys, right? The lowest that I caught it when I was looking at it was 1,400. And I kid you not, it was only there for about 20 minutes, right? Because we know Ethereum is majorly undervalued, but it follows the price of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin dropped, all of the altcoin drops and Ethereum dropped, right? So I need you guys to have purchased some ETH this week. Now, if you're thinking, but Lisa, how did I know to purchase some Ethereum, right? First of all, the day before, we actually had an exchange idea from Curtis Cobain to purchase Ethereum, right? Because even before the crash happened, it was, before I'm going to start saying sale. Before the sale happened, it was already at an amazing correction point to buy, right? So if you saw this, I want you to drop me some 2s into the chat. If you saw this trade idea come out. And please, can we stop drawing on the screen? Clear. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can disable annotation. Amazing. All right, cool. You can't draw anymore. All right, so we can see here Ethereum, right? Ethereum literally retested back a 50% Fibonacci buy, right? Which means, to those of you that don't understand what Fibonacci is, it came back to a level where buying opportunity happens, right? Where the big boys get in. That is where people set their orders for, the banks, anyone that's getting in, the big boy orders are coming in. And remember now what we spoke about last week. We spoke about the fact that MicroStrategy back in February, they launched this seminar to show the Fortune 500 companies how to get into Bitcoin, how to get into Ethereum. Now, the 6 months has now passed on this. Sorry, it just started hailstoning randomly. So why is it always crazy weather when I'm doing this call? Literally, hailstones are hitting my window, guys. Sorry. MicroStrategy, right, announced this seminar that said that I'm going to show you guys how to get into Bitcoin, because they're not like us. They can't just go and open a Coinbase, open a crypto.com and start purchasing crypto. They have to go through, get all of these contracts, get all of these white papers. They have to go through a long process to purchase crypto, right? So we know Tesla was one of the first people to go through that, but there's going to be so many more that are clearing in the next couple of months. Now, do you think, guys, that those big Fortune 500 companies, do you think they're going to be buying at all-time highs? Yes or no? Talk to me in the chat. Do you think the Fortune 500 companies are going to be buying Bitcoin at 65K? Do we think that? Yes or no? Exactly. No, they're not going to be. So what do you think has happened, right, in this dip? Because to stop the dip, to stop it just crashing, people have to enter the market, right? Buyers have to enter the market for it to bounce and start going back up. So what has happened? I guarantee you, companies have entered the market on this dip, right? Because what we can see right here, I want to show you something else. What we can see right here is Bitcoin dominance, right? You can see Bitcoin dominance right here. And this is just the strength of Bitcoin over with the total market cap. And what's happened, these are Curtis Cobain's markups, right, that I've just copied onto my trading view. And he said, right, once we get into this area, so we were like about here before the sale happened, right? He said, once we get into this area right here, we're going to see the buyers come into the market. This is where the big boys are looking to buy, in this area right here. And what happened? Lo and behold, let's zoom this in a bit. We literally got to the bottom of this zone, which would be the optimal buying opportunity. And boom, it's bounced. We're up, we're going, right? We've started to see Bitcoin come and see the buyers step back into the market. Now, something else I want you guys to really, really focus in on and have a look at. This is the dollar index. This is the price, the value of the US dollar. Now, what can you notice right here in the last 3 months, right? This is May, this is April, right? Sorry, in the last month. I don't know where my numbers are coming from today. It's dropping, right? It's going down, downtrend, dropping, it's going downwards. Yep. Right. The price of the dollar is continuously falling, guys. Right. Even on these pullbacks, the price of the dollar, the value of the dollar is continuously falling. Now let's have a look at this. Do you remember when I first started doing my sessions with you and this was happening? They were, and I've still got this line here because this is amazing, because this was happening when I first started doing my sessions. And I said, this is purely market manipulation, because there's no way with what's happening in the world that the price of the dollar would be rising. The price of the dollar would be going up, right? The US were pumping. This is just when Biden come in, right? Just before Biden come in, they were pumping the US dollar, making the price, the value of the dollar go up and up and up and up and up, right? But once it broke out of this, and that was around the 2nd of April, right? The start of April, all it's done, guys, is decrease in value. All it's done is decrease in value, right? From the 2nd of April to where we are today, the 21st of May. Now, this, right? This, the dollar going down is paired with what? Bitcoin is paired with the US dollar, right? It's Bitcoin USD. Bitcoin paired with the US dollar. So if the dollar's going down, where is Bitcoin going? Zalika, amazing, you remember. So if the dollar's going down, where is Bitcoin going? Dollar's going down, Bitcoin's going up, right? Dollar's going down, Bitcoin's going up, because it's Bitcoin versus the US dollar. So if the dollar's falling, Bitcoin's rising, okay? So now we've got this strong downtrend in Bitcoin, in the dollar. Let me let this in. And now we've had the bottom for Bitcoin dominance, right? We've seen the bottom. So the big players have stepped in here. People have started this. You can see these just from these candles, right? These were just little, these are people getting knocked out of the market. This is the fear. This is people selling the fear, right? Stupidly selling the fear, right? And then it's hit this bottom right here. And now you're seeing bang, buying. You're seeing all of this buying momentum. It came back, retested this zone, it's pushed off of it again. So Bitcoin dominance is going up. The dollar's going down, right? So now where are we expecting Bitcoin to go, guys? Up or down? To the moon, Charmaine said to the moon. Yes. We are expecting Bitcoin to go up, right? Amazing. So if we're expecting Bitcoin to go up and we know the market is low right now, what do we do when the market is low, guys? What do we do when the market is low? Talk to me. What do we do when the market is low? Exactly. We buy when the market is low and we sell when the market is high. We buy when the market is low and we sell when the market is high, right? So what are we doing? We're buying. The market is low, we're buying, okay? Now you can see I've got some zones marked up in here. Again, these are zones from Curtis Cobain, Crypto Picasso, and these are just based on fibs, right? So literally, these are copied. Yes, Shola, it's being recorded. There's space in here. So if they join the waiting room now, they should be able to enter because there's 2 spaces left. So they should be able to enter if you try and get them to click the link, but it is being recorded. So I will be able to pass on the recording after this call as well. All right. So we know right now that we saw this big sale happen, right? And then Bitcoin started to try and recover. But what happened here? It rejected at these levels, right? So we really need Bitcoin to push back up. So you can see right here, let's bring up the leverage trades. So you can see the last buy that Picasso called, right? The take profit was 42,000 and 46,000. Now we're not used to seeing those type of profits because we've been spoiled, right? We're used to seeing 50K, 60K as take profits. I know some of you were looking at this a bit sideways, like 42,000. Is that where we're going? 42? Is that it, Picasso? Right? But we need to see that Bitcoin can get back over this zone right here. All right, we need to see Bitcoin can get back over this zone right here to continue up on its bullish trend. Because right now we've found support at this level right here. but we need to get up here. Look, this is 46,000, the top of this blue line, right? You can see this is the take profit one, and we can see why we've put that here, because it's safe, right? It's safe for us because this is the last place that Bitcoin rejected from when it got to. So after the sale, it came up, because understand, guys, we can sell this market as well. So we should be catching the sells on the swap coin scalper just as much as grabbing the good entries for the buys, right? Yes, exactly. Profit's profit. That's right. But I know, Beverly, I know some people are looking at these things sideways thinking, oh, like, is that it? We're just going from here to here. Because honestly, we've been spoiled with getting, 5,000, 10,000 pips at a time with Picasso's calls. But now, guys, we're really going to start to test who's got the patience to win in this market, because the parabolic buy-in is coming. But you just need to stay in the game long enough. You just need to hold out long enough to get there, right? So don't be making, crazy trades whilst we're down here, because there's going to be a time, right, where we're literally just buying up all of the dips in Bitcoin. Like, we're just going to be continuously buying, right? But that time is not right now. Right now, we're just getting ourselves back. The market is recovering. All right, the market is recovering. I know some of you saw Picasso's first trade and you went all in. You put like 6 trades on, and I'm like, whoa. What are we doing here? What we need to do is be conservative, right? Right now, you can go greedy as heck in your crypto wallets, right? Like, throw your money, right? Greedy as heck in your wallet. But on your MT4, I need you to be a little bit more conservative until we really get the confirmations that the buyers are back in control, right? Does that make sense? Drop me some 7s if that makes sense. Yeah, so Pauline, we can put these on our MetaTrader 4 from the swipe coin scalper, right? The trade ideas that come through from here. So you can see this trade idea. The entry price was 36,700, right? And it went to about 37,600, right? Before it reversed, came back down. But what happened was on the scalper, let's bring up the scalper called off the sell anyway, right? And the sell made us some money on the sell, and now it's recovered. And then we've again got the buy. Like this scalper, guys, I promise you, if you master using this scalper and you catch these momentum shifts, you're going to be A-okay, right? Because this thing is literally giving out trade ideas every single day, right? Now you can use both the original to see when to enter the market. So for this one, for our guests on the call, right, we know that once we get above 37,580, we're going to press that buy button, right? And we're going to buy up the market, okay? So if we look onto the smooth now, you can see we're actually holding this support right here. Like, we're holding this as a support. If it can continue to hold this line as a support, we will continue to push up to our take profits, right? But like I said, this is not a place where you're just going to put on take profit 2 and say, well, it's either going to hit my take profit 2 or it's going to hit stop loss. No, guys, we have to be smart about this, because we know, right, the last time Bitcoin rejected off was at take profit 1. So there's a possibility that it's going to find resistance right here at this take profit, right? So be happy with your profits, take your profits as we go up. There's always going to be another place for you to re-enter. Remember, we've dipped down, guys, to 30K, right? From 60. It's fine. There's going to be another trade to get in as we go up. Like, sometimes I think we're so concerned about trying to catch the bottom that we're willing to risk our whole account. Wait for the confirmations to know that we're really going up, right? Again, though, this is a really nice level. If we can continue to hold and hold this and make this a support, I'm going to continue to buy off of this level, right? Because it's a good support level. And we can see we've got the twist back here, buys confirmed on the twist of the cloud. Now, for those of you on the call, this cloud is simply just an indicator to show us if the sellers are in control or if the buyers are in control. And right now, the buyers are in control, right? Right now, the buyers are in control. They've stepped in. If this twists back to red, we know that the sellers are back stepping in. The sellers will be back in control. But we can see right here that we've got a twist of that green, right? So if this holds as a support again, you can continue to buy off of this support line, right? And you can also see right on here that you've got the buys on here, right? So we can see the buy is confirmed after 580, right? So this is right there. Let me find the chat box. Amazing. Minimum in our account to start with. So you can trade on a 0.01 with £100 in your account. So that would be the minimum that I would say to start with, just because we've seen so much volatility in this market in the last, week and a half, that is absolutely crazy, right? So that's Bitcoin. That's just our little rundown of Bitcoin, right? The other thing that I just wanted to show quickly before we wrap up this call is, so obviously we've talked about Bitcoin a lot today, because I know a lot of people were, spazzing out about the sale that happened, but I kid you not, you want to look at this as a half price sale, right? 50% off. And I really hope that I've kind of settled some people on this call today that were thinking, oh my God, what's happening to the market? Because really, we've just had a correction, right? A nice, healthy correction. And then we're going to be able to push up even higher. So that is good for us, okay? So the only other thing that I wanted to touch on was the exchanges. So for your altcoins, right? So your alternative coins, because obviously we know the altcoins were going crazy, right? So if you missed that first wave of altcoins where they were going crazy, that's right, Pauline, buy one, get one free. Who doesn't love a bit of bog off, right? So if you missed that first wave where the altcoins were going crazy, this is your opportunity, right, to get back in on some of these altcoins. Now, next week, Curtis Cobain is dropping the new coin list. So I need you guys to keep your eyes open for that list. I'll be dropping it into Discord as well once we get it, so we can talk about the coins and stuff, right? But he's dropping the new list next week. But just to kind of wet your whistle, he gave us a teaser one, right? He gave us one on his session last week, which was Matic USD, also known as Polygon. I want you to drop me some M's into the chat if you purchased some Matic. No worries. All right, drop me some M's into the chat if you purchased some Matic. Amazing. All right, I can see a lot of M's coming in. Perfect. So you guys are taking advantage of this, because we know, right? We know that the sale, what we were seeing before was high prices for the altcoins, even though some of them were only, $1, $2, right? We were trying to get in at the lower prices so we could get what the best risk to reward, right? So if you have a look on here, if we click into Matic, so you can grab it on Coinbase, Binance.us, or Kraken. So always you'll be able to find which exchanges you can buy it on if you click into the trade idea, right? So Matic has finally moved into the 50% buy zone, right? And I know Curtis Cobain has had his eye on this for a while, but he's been waiting for it to go lower so we could get an opportunity to buy it, okay? Because he knows it's a good coin, And by good coin, I mean, it's got a use, right? It's got a use. Does anybody know what the use is for Matic or Polygon? Does anybody know what the use is? Amazing, Bonnie. Thank you. You can also get it on crypto.com. Does anyone know what the use is for Matic for Polygon? Nobody? No. And do you know why this is amazing? Because if you scroll up, look how many people invested in Matic and has absolutely no idea what it does. Now, that's not a bad thing at all, right? Because we're paying to be connected to people that are doing the research for us, right? We're paying for that. There's so many people that are spending all of their time looking into use cases, looking into why this is a good coin to get in. What we got is we got a text to our phone that said, buy Matic, right? Buy Matic. We don't even know what Matic is. You just saw all the people drop those M's. They've got no idea what Matic does. They've got no idea what the use case is. But we know that Curtis Cobain has done his due diligence as an educator to put us in a good space. So let's go through, right? So if you have a look right on here, Matic, right, is solving problems on the blockchain, such as high gas fees. Oh, amazing. We know that Ethereum has ridiculous high gas fees, right? High gas fees and slow speeds. So it's solving that problem without sacrificing the security of the blockchain, all right? That is what this Matic coin does, all right? So it was created, co-founded by 3 Indian software engineers, right? Personally, I always look at the coins to see what their use cases are, right? Because if I'm investing in things, I like to know what they do. But as I said, we're connected in a space where we've got people that are up, right? We've got people right now that are up on their investment without having to research this coin and see what it's done, okay? So that's what Matic Polygon is anyway. But what I want to show you right here is right now, it's number 18, right? It's number 18. So you can see just in the last 24 hours, right, it's grown. Oh, have I lost it? Oh, just in the last 24 hours, right, it's grown by 1.1%. Right now, Polygon or Matic is only $1.34 a coin. $1.34. Now, if it's going to solve high gas fees, and we already know that Ethereum is undervalued, right? And we know Ethereum is going to grow as the fees are sorted, which we know is going to happen, you know, in July. There's a project going on in there, right? Look there, Shanice said, glad I bought at 34p, right? Shanice got in to Matic. I don't know if she knew what Matic was, but she got into Matic, right? So look, let's have a look. Let's go into it. So you can actually click onto CoinGecko and you can then have a look down here. Let me move your faces out of the way, just here. So you can see in the last 14 days, this bad boy has grown 75%. 75% in the last 14 days. In the last 30 days, 265% growth, right? So people are not worried about this 10% dip that it's had in the last 7 days. What are they seeing? What are they seeing? They're seeing a sale. They're seeing an amazing time to enter this market, right? This peaked out at, let me go, 14 days, $2.44, right? This was $2.44 a coin. Now it's a great coin. It's got a great use case, right? But it was a little bit high for us to get in to get the type of return on investments that Curtis Cobain is setting us up for. So what's happened is now that it's dropped down to $1.32, Cobain has sounded the alarm. He said it's time to buy Matic, right? So that's just a little example of how we can be getting in on the altcoins, because even though you're seeing right now, let me go home on this, even though you're seeing right now, all of these sale numbers, that's what I'm calling them, all of the red numbers, that means they're on sale. All of these numbers that are on sale, we still don't know which coins are coins that are good to get into. But what we can do is we can use this education to understand, okay, this is a good coin to get into. This is what it does. This is where it's gone to, right? And we can have the information literally given to us right here. All right. So if you're going to go and grab some Matic, I want you to drop me some M's into the chat, because I've purchased some, and we know, again, we're going to get the knowledge from Curtis Cobain, when to get into the coins, when to take profits on the coins, when to get out of the coins, right? I can see some M's coming in. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, we are going to wrap it up there. But what I want to let you guys know is, if you were a guest on this call, I hope you got some value from it. And if you want some more information about what we do here at Wealthier World, we have got an enrollment session tonight at 9 p.m. right? We've got an enrollment session tonight at 9 p.m. where you can literally plug in, get an overview of everything we do here at the Wealthier World, and be able to get access to this information as well. Because the access that I've gained from this in the last year has enabled me to move out of my mum's house and retire from my 9-to-5. So this literally could be the change that you want to see, right? So if you want to gain access to that, get back to the person that put you on this call, right? And they will be able to help you gain access to that enrollment session and start earning along with us as well. So with that being said, guys, I hope this session was helpful. And I will be back here with your next DCX session next week. And we will be talking through Curtis Cobain's new list of coins. So I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your Saturday, and let's get it.
It's the technology, it's human language, and I can build an app. Bitcoin, the currency of the future.
Crypto gang, the gang, big gang, all gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew 'em up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Record about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Crypto gang, the gang, big gang, all gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew 'em up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Record about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Ethereum pays for